Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be stuffing my first paycheck for the month of October. A little bit about me if you're new to my channel. I am currently 27 years old and I choose to digitally cash stuff my envelopes, which means all the money that you'll see here today is prop cash. That's just because I like to keep my money in the bank, preferably in a high yield savings account and a CD account, just so I can gain interest every single month so that I can get closer to achieving my savings goals. So with that being said, we're going to jump in to my envelopes. Super excited to stuff my envelopes this week as I now have everything hole punched into my binder. We're going to start with my weekly and monthly expenses and then move down to my sinking funds. Take-home pay was $1,055, and each month I had to pay $1,820 in rent for my one-bedroom, one-bathroom apartment. So splitting that up into four, that's $455. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the 50 and then the 55. And the reason why I choose to digitally cash stuff my envelopes is so that I can also get an idea of how much I'm spending each month so that I can visually see how much I'm taking out, how much I'm putting in, just so that it feels more real, especially since the money that I purchased looks very realistic aside from saying things like for motion picture purposes or teaching children money. Alrighty, so up next we have utilities. This will be receiving $45, and this covers electric, water, as well as internet. So currently I have in my envelope $90, so adding in these two 20s and a 5. That brings our new total to 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 135, so $135. Next are groceries, which will be receiving $30. I currently do live on my own. I don't have any kids, and I'm not that great of a cook. I try and cook as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I tend to dine out a lot. It's just something that works with my lifestyle and enjoy eating out, whether it's fast food or sit-down restaurants like Chili's or the occasional Korean barbecue. You'll notice that I tend to put more money in my dining out envelope versus my groceries envelope. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the $30 for the week and move on to personal care. As of this moment, I only have $1 in my account. This week's paycheck, I'll go ahead and allocate $9. So I'll grab a 5 and these two $2 bills, which brings our total to now 10 for the week. I need to pick up some toilet paper, and that's not because of the port strike. I actually am running low. I only have 2 rolls left, so I need to pick that up. And for, let's see, gas, I'll go ahead and contribute $25 since I only have to pump half a tank. And I'm trying to be really good about prepping for the hurricane that's coming through. I live in Central Florida, luckily inland. I don't live along the coastline, but I do have friends and family that are in Tampa, so I'm hoping that they'll go ahead and evacuate if they need to, if they're in an evacuation zone. But I just want to make sure that I have enough gas in case I need to last minute drive somewhere else. Dining out will be receiving $60. So like I said, I contribute more money towards dining out each week, but I believe over time, hopefully once I get better at cooking and trying new recipes, I can go ahead and bring this amount down and increase my grocery budget. Shopping this week will be receiving $12, so 10 and a 2. Gifts will be receiving $15. So I'll grab these 2 bills. Alrighty, so that concludes stuffing all my envelopes for my weekly bills and monthly expenses. We're gonna go ahead and move on to investing. This is something that I'm taking a lot more seriously now that I have a 401k with my company and I'm investing in the stock market as well as things like a Roth IRA. The individual brokerage is an account that I have with Fidelity where I can purchase different shares from a company or even invest in index funds. So we're gonna go ahead and contribute $75 this week since I really wanna diversify my entire financial portfolio and have different streams of income. So $75 will go into this envelope for the week. And then for retirement, I have these 2 envelopes, and right now I have $7,000 maxed out in my Roth IRA, and then I have a 401k with my company where I'm contributing a few hundreds of dollars each paycheck each week. So this is my first year having a 401k. The maximum contribution is $23,000, but my goal for this year is to reach over $15,000. So now I have a little over $9,000 saved up in my 401k. Okay, so moving on to my sinking funds, I went ahead and prioritized these from most important to least important and put them in that order. I have a few to go through, but for future home savings, I'm saving up for a single family home, and luckily interest rates have gone down the past month, so we're going to contribute $135. I didn't take this envelope as seriously as I should have the past couple weeks because I was prepping for a vacation. However, I'm gonna go ahead and make this a focus again. I think having these prioritized from most important to least important will help with that. So right now we currently have $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, $55,000, $56,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $450,000, $470,000, $480,000, $485,000, $487,000. So $56,487, and the majority of this money is saved in a CD account, but I have the remaining money that I'm contributing each week in a high yield savings account that's gaining 4.5% interest. So we'll go ahead and fit these bills in. Super messy, apologize for that. And we'll recount this. So we have $56,000 here. We now have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $550,000, $570,000, $590,000, $600,000, $610,000, $615,000, $620,000, $622,000. So $56,622. The goal is $65,000, and I have my apartment lease till next year in October. So I have a bit of time to save for that. But again, I think saving up for something like a home where you need a large sum of money or balance like this, it's really important you keep in a bank just so that your money is safe. You're not carrying too much cash, and you have history built up showing you've contributed money over time. Because this is honestly, this was not easy, of course, to save up this much amount of money. It's pretty much probably ever since I graduated college. Eventually, after I saved up for my emergency fund, I went ahead and opened up this account and paid off my car and all that. So this took a long time. I would say approximately 4 to 5 years. And then engagement and wedding, this is actually an interesting envelope. I'm currently not engaged. As you can see, I don't have a ring on my finger, but my boyfriend and I have talked about getting engaged sometime next year. Not exactly sure when that date is yet, but the goal for his engagement ring, since he would also like a ring that will also serve as his wedding band, is $3,500. I just want to make sure I have enough money to cover what he wants. Right now in the bank, I have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $100, $200, $300, $400, $420, $440, $460, $461, $462, $463, $464. And I'm super excited to say that we're going to fully fund and reach this goal because we're going to contribute $36, which should bring us to $3,500. And that was my goal for October, was to have this fully funded. I figured might as well just contribute the $36 this paycheck so that I can go ahead and focus on putting more money in a future home. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and count this up to get our new total. So if my math is correct, it should be $3,500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $100, $200, $300, excuse me, that's $400, $420, $440, $460, $480, $490, $495, $96, $97, $98, $99, $100. So $3,500. Super happy I reached this goal. Now I'll be prepared when the time comes. Next is emergency fund. As I've said before, this is fully funded with $10,000, which covers about 4 months worth of living expenses. However, at the end of the year, my boyfriend will be moving in with me and helping me split the cost of things like rent, groceries, all those essentials. So eventually the 4-month emergency fund will become an 8-month emergency fund. And I don't plan on adjusting the balance in this account just because I want to lean on the safe side and make sure I have more than enough money saved in case things like losing my job or getting pay cuts, something like that, or a huge emergency comes up. I want to be sure that I have enough money to cover it without having it impact my weekly budget. Up next is travel. I have 2 trips coming up before the end of the year. My boyfriend and I are going to Austin, Texas, as well as New York City. So we have our flights and hotels covered. This will just cover transportation, food, and any shopping I want to get done while I'm there. So this week we're going to contribute $75. So I got the 50, 70, 75. Go ahead and organize this. Our new total is 150, 100, 120, 140, 150, 160, 165, 166. So $166 going into travel. And last night I just spoke with him. We're actually planning on taking a trip to Japan next year with our friends. That's happening. We're aiming for October, so we have time to save for that. But I know that's going to be a couple $1,000 trip. And then we're also planning on going to Los Angeles to see his side of the family in the beginning of next year. So immediately after saving for Texas and New York, we're going to start saving for those trips as well. Up next are Christmas gifts. I started late this year, but I want to try and contribute as much as I can before Christmas rolls around because I feel like it's just around the corner now. We have $120. We're going to contribute $25. So we have these 2 10s and a 5, which now brings our total to 110, 20, 30, 45. So $145 in Christmas gifts. Car maintenance and insurance. Every 6 months I have to pay a little under $800 in insurance. This week we're going to contribute $50. So that brings our total to $180. Okay, concerts and events. I'm currently not saving up for this anymore. Originally we were planning on going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but after realizing there were all these other places we wanted to travel to once we got back from our cruise, we wanted to go ahead and prioritize that. But for now, I'll just continue to keep the $85 in this envelope in case something else comes up. Alrighty, electronics, we'll be receiving $2. I realized even though I want things like a camera and a desktop computer, I currently don't have the room in my apartment for a desktop computer or an office space. So we're going to not prioritize this envelope as much until I get the house, but I still want to get started on this just so I have some sort of balance when it comes time. We're going to contribute $2, which brings our $16 total down to, or up to $18. And our last envelope is hobbies. This week, hobbies will be receiving $6. As of now, I have $15 saved, which brings our total to $21. And this is to cover a Kindle stand. Originally, I want a Kindle chair. However, again, I don't have room for that in my 1-bedroom apartment. So baby steps, we're going to go ahead and put money towards a Kindle stand, which I think is around $40. So I should be able to reach that goal soon if I continue at my current savings rate. But that was everything that I wanted to stuff for today's cash envelope stuffing video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to see how I budget my money. If you're interested in following me along on my financial journey as I continue to save for things like a house, you've seen today I just finished saving up for a engagement ring for my fiance, or not my fiance, my future fiance, current boyfriend. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button as well, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.